Your mind is the maker of fortune or the silent thief of opportunity. The world is not waiting to bless you. The world is ready, poised like a river pressing against a dam, and that dam is your belief. For life does not withhold. We block, we doubt, we fear, and money, loyal and obedient, responds to the vibration of our expectation. The universe listens not to your needs, but to your certainty. The one who knows abundance is theirs walks through life differently, with calm steps, with dignified assurance, with a heart unshaken. Yet the one who trembles, who whispers lack, who fears tomorrow, that one creates poverty long before the bank balance reveals it. Poverty begins in imagination, so does prosperity. Declare it with your spirit. I am open to abundance. I am worthy of wealth. Money flows to me by divine right. For every word is a decree, every thought a blueprint. Every belief a sculptor shaping the gold of your destiny. Speak lack, and lack kneels at your feet. Speak wealth, and prosperity rises to serve you. You were not born for struggle. You were created for dominion, to command the substance of the universe as a child of a limitless creator. Life brings what you prepare for. The farmer who plants wheat does not pray for wheat, he knows his harvest. So too must you plant thoughts of plenty, of possibility, of expansion. Never again say, I cannot afford. Instead say, the money for this comes easily and on time. That is the language of the prosperous soul. Money is not a judge. It carries no opinion. It flows to those who believe in its presence and flees from those who fear it. Doubt is a lock. Faith is the master key. This world is filled with invisible channels, paths where opportunity hides, where blessings wait. They open for those who expect good and close for those who expect struggle. Expectation is power. Use it. Your subconscious is your silent banker, recording every belief about wealth. If it holds guilt, money slips through your fingers. If it holds fear, money never arrives. But when you erase old scripts and inscribe truth, I deserve abundance. I am safe with wealth. I am chosen for prosperity, then doors swing open with grace and speed. Gratitude is wealth's welcome mat. Service is its golden bridge. When you become a giver of value, life becomes a giver of increase. Prosperity flows where appreciation lives. So rise today, lift your thoughts, dress yourself in the armor of expectancy. Money is not a mountain to climb, it is a river to receive. Step into the stream. This is your divine inheritance. Walk in faith, and wealth shall follow you faithfully. The universe stands ready to deliver, not when you beg, but when you believe. Say it boldly in your spirit. I am aligned with abundance. I am a magnet for good. My mind is a money maker, and prosperity flows to me with ease, joy, and divine timing. And so it is. Your mind is the first and greatest maker of wealth, and it can just as easily become the silent destroyer of prosperity if left unmanaged. Every fortune ever created first existed as a thought, and every financial struggle began in the soil of doubt, fear, and limitation. The outer world is only the echo of the inner world, and life always reflects your dominant belief. You are not shaped by your circumstances. You are shaped by your state of mind. Your mind is the architect of your destiny, the magnet that draws opportunities, or the wall that keeps them away. When you think in terms of abundance, ease, and divine supply, life opens its doors. When you think in terms of scarcity, difficulty, and uncertainty, life can only mirror that energy back to you. You carry within you a powerful engine, a silent force that broadcasts your beliefs into the universe. Money does not come because you chase it. Money arrives because you become aligned with receiving it. There are individuals who work tirelessly, yet remain stuck financially, not because they lack effort, but because their thoughts contradict their desires. They pray for abundance but expect struggle. They dream of wealth but believe deep down that wealth is rare, difficult, or reserved for others. The mind may speak prosperity, yet the heart whispers fear, and the universe always responds to the whisper, never the mask. Wealth begins where belief rests, and belief is the soil from which every financial harvest grows. So ask yourself, what do you believe about money? Do you secretly fear that money is limited, that opportunities are scarce, that life is hard? Do you feel guilty wanting wealth, as if prosperity is a selfish pursuit? Do you envy those who have more, instead of blessing their abundance and attracting your own? The truth is simple. You cannot resent wealth and attract it. You cannot fear money and receive it. You cannot speak lack and live prosperity. You must rewrite the inner story. You must claim what is already yours in the unseen realm. The universe responds to conviction, not need. There are people who need money desperately, and yet money avoids them like smoke slips through fingers, because desperation is not faith, it is affirmation of lack. Your mind builds your world. A person convinced they are abundant moves with decisiveness, speaks with confidence, and expects success. Opportunities mysteriously appear for them, doors open, assistance shows up, and money flows. It is not magic, it is alignment. They do not wonder if prosperity will come. They know it already exists and is simply choosing its time to reveal itself. And because they know, they act from strength instead of fear. They invest in themselves, they take bold steps. They don't shrink back when uncertainty appears, for they understand that the universe makes way for the one who walks with certainty. On the other hand, the mind that believes in struggle prepares for struggle. It hesitates, it doubts, it waits for failure before it even begins. It says, "What if it doesn't work?" instead of asking, "What if it does?" It counts the cost but not the return. It fears loss more than it desires gain. It prays for miracles but plans for disappointment. That mindset closes doors. A closed mind cannot receive open opportunities. The universe cannot deliver wealth to a soul whose energy is tuned to lack. Thoughts are magnetic and they draw after their kind. The rich mindset attracts richness, not because it has wealth, but because it believes wealth is natural, safe, and right. The poor mindset rejects prosperity, not because it wants poverty, but because it believes poverty is the normal state and abundance is extraordinary. Every financial blessing begins in the imagination. See yourself prosperous before you become prosperous. Feel the security of abundance before the bank balance reflects it. You are not deluding yourself. You are instructing the universe. Every vision held with faith creates a pathway for manifestation. You are not a beggar in life, you are a creator. Do not plead for money. Claim your right to abundance. Money is not your master. It is your servant, and it arrives where it is welcomed with confidence, gratitude, and expectation. Speak words of wealth. Say, "I am a magnet for financial abundance. Everything I need arrives for me in perfect timing." When you say it, feel it, believe it, and act from it. Declare it with the authority of one who knows the universe is generous and life favors the bold. Fear is a robber that sneaks into the mind and steals prosperity before it arrives. Doubt is a closed door. Worry is a signal to the universe that you trust in scarcity more than supply. Train your thoughts like a gardener tending to roses. Remove the weeds of fear, replace them with seeds of conviction. Nourish your mind daily with thoughts of expansion, not contraction. Give no room to "I can't" or "it's too hard." Wealth responds to the soul that stands tall. When you shift your beliefs, your world shifts with you. Suddenly you speak differently, walk differently, and make decisions differently. You stop forcing and start attracting. You stop chasing and start receiving. You stop hoping and start knowing, and life always rises to meet those who know. Your mind is powerful beyond measure. Guard it, strengthen it, feed it with truth. Life does not give you what you want. Life gives you what you believe. The moment you decide that wealth is not outside you, but within your belief system, everything changes. Prosperity does not begin in the bank, it begins in the mind, and the mind dictates the bank. Think richly, and you rise. Think small, and life shrinks to match your vision. Choose abundance, and the universe aligns. You are the magnet, you are the gateway, you are the builder of your fortune. Let your thoughts become your allies, and life will honor your command. Every thought about money becomes a seed planted in the garden of your life. And from that seed springs either a harvest of abundance or a crop of limitation. Nothing in your financial world appears by accident. It begins quietly in the chambers of thought, where ideas and beliefs are planted long before they ever touch the physical realm. You may not see the seed as it falls into the soil, but you always witness the harvest it produces. A generous thought bears generous fruit. A fearful thought bears fearful circumstances. Every belief about money is alive, and it is constantly working, either nourishing your prosperity or thinning your blessings. You are not merely thinking, you are sowing, and whatever you sow with conviction, you will surely meet again in your life. Money does not respond first to physical labor. It responds to mental cultivation. A person may work tirelessly and yet see little increase if their inner soil is filled with doubt, resentment toward wealth, or the feeling of unworthiness. Another may labor lightly but think richly, and abundance flows to them with grace and ease. This is not unfairness, it is the law of consciousness. What you hold in thought, you grant permission to enter your life. If you believe money comes with struggle, then struggle becomes your companion. If you believe money arrives freely and generously, then generosity becomes your experience. The universe is impartial, yet perfectly obedient to your inner climate. Just as the earth does not question the seed placed in it, life does not question the thoughts you sow. It simply brings them forth. Look at your life, and you will see the fruit of your inner planting. If you see lack, then somewhere in the garden of your mind, a seed of limitation was watered and tended, perhaps unknowingly, perhaps inherited from those who struggled before you, perhaps accepted without question as reality. But reality is not a fixed structure, it is a crop continuously reshaped by thought. You are never trapped by circumstance, you are guided by belief, and belief can change in an instant if you choose to plant new seeds. For every belief that gave birth to struggle, there exists a higher thought ready to turn that struggle into abundance. You need not uproot your entire garden in one day. Even a single new seed planted in faith can begin the transformation. Each thought is a command, a whisper to the universe, a blueprint for what must be built. When you entertain the idea that opportunities surround you, more opportunities appear. When you believe there is never enough, life mirrors that belief by tightening every avenue of increase. A mind expecting prosperity sees paths where others see obstacles. A mind expecting scarcity becomes blind to openings and deaf to doors knocking. You do not receive more money because you are lucky. You receive more because your thoughts have made room for more. Abundance has no choice but to answer when called with conviction. Guard your thoughts, for they are precious. You cannot afford to casually entertain ideas of lack and worry, for they take root quickly. Fear is a fast, growing weed, eager to choke the tender plants of possibility. Doubt is a shadow that dims the sunlight needed for new growth. When a thought of financial fear arises, what if I don't have enough? Do not allow it to linger. Replace it immediately with truth. Life supports me. My supply is infinite. Money flows to me from all directions. Every time you choose a thought of abundance over a thought of lack, you strengthen your mental soil. You create conditions for prosperity to grow strong, steady, and sustainable. See yourself as a deliberate gardener. Choose thoughts consciously. Plant only what you want to harvest. Speak only what you wish to see grow. Words are seeds, too powerful ones. Each time you say, I can't afford this, you plant limitation. Each time you say, money comes to me with ease, you plant abundance. The tongue directs the soil. Speak carefully, for the universe listens to your declarations and responds with exact precision. Say often, I am fertile ground for prosperity. I expect increase. I welcome abundance. These are not wishes. They are instructions, divine commands sent into a receptive universe. And do not rush the harvest. The seed sprouts when the time is right. Many abandon their prosperity just before it blooms because doubt convinces them nothing is happening. Yet beneath the surface, roots are forming, Soil is adjusting. Divine arrangements are being made. Faith is the patient farmer who waters daily, expecting life to rise from the unseen. Faith does not dig up the seed to check. If it is growing, faith knows the law is dependable and the outcome certain. When you plant belief consistently, the harvest must come. It is spiritual law. Just as surely as sunrise follows night, prosperity follows belief. Begin today to cultivate thoughts that uplift your financial destiny. Think of wealth not as something outside you, but as something growing within you. Feel rich in your mind before riches arrive in your hand. Bless every dollar you have and every dollar that is on its way. Refuse to envy the prosperity of others. Instead, bless their abundance as proof that prosperity exists in the world and is available to you. The garden of the mind thrives on gratitude, expectancy, and faith. Make these your daily nourishment. If a negative thought arises, cancel it quickly by speaking a higher truth. You are the gatekeeper of your inner world. No thought enters without your permission. In time, you will look around and recognize the invisible process that has been at work. You will see opportunities appearing effortlessly, income increasing steadily, circumstances changing mysteriously in your favor. You will realize that nothing came from outside. Everything was born within your consciousness long before it arrived in your experience. You will understand that wealth is not something you chase. It is something you cultivate, attract, and become. You will stand in the garden of your life, surrounded by the fruits of thoughts once planted in faith, and you will know without doubt that every thought was a seed, and every seed carried the power to reshape your destiny. Fear, doubt, and scarcity are not merely emotions. They are invisible chains wrapped quietly around the soul, restricting movement, dimming vision, and choking the natural flow of abundance that life intended for you. They operate silently, subtly, embedded in thoughts, whispered in inner conversations, showing up in hesitation, in the flinch before opportunity, in the quiet belief that life is uncertain and supply is limited. These forces do not shout, they whisper. They do not block doors with force, they close them softly, without you even noticing. And yet, they are the greatest thieves of prosperity, robbing dreams before they ever take form, delaying blessings that are already yours by divine right. Fear says, "What if there isn't enough?" Doubt murmurs, "What if I fail?" Scarcity insists, "You must hold tightly or you will lose." But faith answers with a calm certainty, "What is meant for me cannot be withheld." Every person is born with an inner inheritance, a divine supply, a flow of opportunities, ideas, assistance, provision. But fear builds dams in that river. Doubt throws stones into it. Scarcity lowers the level of water until you mistake the dry riverbed for reality. If you were to peel back every financial struggle, at the core you would find fear. Fear of not having enough, fear of losing what you have, fear of stepping into the unknown, fear disguised as caution, humility, practicality, fear masquerading as being realistic. You see, fear is clever. It does not always appear loud or obvious. Often it wears the clothes of logic. It convinces you to stay where you are because at least here, you know what to expect. But the same thought that protects you from risk may also protect you from your destiny. Where does fear come from? It grows from past experiences, from voices heard as children, from environments soaked in lack, from a world taught to struggle, to compete, to cling. Many learned fear before they learned language. They absorbed scarcity not as a belief but as a climate of life. And yet, scarcity is not truth, it is a learned illusion. Life is abundant, nature is abundant. Ideas are abundant, opportunities are abundant, money circulates constantly. But if one believes in limitation, they will find limitation everywhere they look, not because it is universal, but because the world mirrors the state of mind. Fear does not show you life as it is. Fear shows you life through a veil. Faith, expectation, confidence, these are the keys that unlock the gates of abundance. Fear closes the gate, faith opens it wide. Fear shrinks your world, faith expands it. When you hold a thought with faith, life moves to support you. When you hold a thought with fear, life retreats and waits for your belief to catch up. Faith says, there is more where that came from. Scarcity says, hold on tightly, there may not be another chance. Faith invests in life. Scarcity stores away as if life is a storm. Faith lifts your chin. Fear lowers your gaze. Faith invites opportunity. Fear avoids it. There are two forces on the stage of your mind. One pulls you forward. One pulls you inward. The one you listen to determines your financial future. Many speak of opportunity as if it is rare. Opportunity is abundant, but it hides from fear. You cannot attract what you fear. Those who fear wealth can never receive it. Those who fear spending never enjoy money's flow. Those who fear stepping forward never meet destiny halfway. If fear controls your relationship with money, money will feel dangerous, unstable, unpredictable. But if faith governs your relationship with money, then money becomes a tool, a friend, a servant, a current flowing through your life with rhythm and reliability. Look at nature. The earth does not fear that the sun will fail tomorrow. The birds do not doubt that they will find food. The ocean does not hoard its waves afraid that the tides will not return. Life operates on trust. Yet humans, blessed with intelligence, often curse themselves with doubt. It is not intelligence that creates wealth, it is trust in one's divine connection to supply. The tree does not struggle to grow. It simply stands in the soil of certainty. Likewise, when you stand in certainty, growth becomes inevitable. The only soil that suffocates prosperity is fear. In faith, ideas flourish. In faith, courage awakens. In faith, doors open. Replace a fearful thought with a faithful one, and your world shifts. Fear is not evil, it is a mistaken belief in separation from supply. It is the forgetting that you are supported, guided, and backed by a universe that favors expansion and growth. When fear rises, let it remind you not of danger but of disconnection from truth. Speak to it not as an enemy but as an illusion. I do not fear the future, I create it. Then turn your energy toward faith. Faith is not blind hope, faith is inner knowing. It is the quiet conviction that life is working for you even when you cannot yet see how. It is the courage to act before guarantees appear. It is the willingness to say, I trust the process. I am safe, I am supported, I am provided for. Release scarcity, thinking gently but firmly. Let go of the belief that money is limited. Let go of the belief that you must cling, grasp, worry. Supply does not belong to the world, supply belongs to the divine source, and that source lives in you. You are not separated from abundance. You are a channel for it. Fear closes the channel, faith opens it. Fear says, be careful. Faith says, be confident. Fear looks at the ground, faith looks at the horizon. Choose where you look, for your life will follow your gaze. Every moment offers a choice. Fear or faith, doubt or trust, scarcity or abundance. And every choice plants a seed. With every decision rooted in faith, you build a foundation of prosperity so strong that no storm can shake it. Wealth does not begin with money, wealth begins with courage. It begins with the audacity to believe good things are meant for you. It begins with trusting your dreams enough to walk toward them, even when the path is not fully lit. And so let this truth settle deeply. Fear does not protect you, it imprisons you. Doubt does not prepare you, it delays you. Scarcity does not make you wise, it makes you small. Release these shadows, lift your spirit. Choose faith as your financial compass. Stand boldly in your knowing. Abundance belongs to those who trust in life, who trust in themselves, who trust in divine provision. When fear tries to whisper limitations, let your spirit speak louder. I am guided, I am supported, I am destined for increase. And the universe will rise to meet your belief with proof, opportunities, and blessings pouring from corners you could not have imagined. Money responds not to strain, not to desperation, not to the frantic clutching of the fearful heart. It responds to energy, certainty, inner conviction. It flows where it feels welcomed, not where it is chased with anxious hands. There are people who work endlessly, yet wealth remains distant from them. because their energy calls for survival, not abundance. Their actions may be large, but their vibration whispers smallness, worry, lack. And then there are others who move with calm intention, who hold faith like a lantern in their chest, and money arrives for them through channels seen and unseen because their energy matches prosperity, and prosperity answers its own. To manifest wealth, you do not need to struggle, you need to align. Wealth is not wrestled into your life. It is invited by belief, commanded by confidence, attracted by clarity. It arrives to a soul that knows it belongs to them. There is a quiet power in certainty, a stillness stronger than effort. When you truly expect abundance, you do not panic about timing, you do not fear delays, you do not doubt your path. You operate in assurance, and assurance is irresistible to the universe. Life cannot resist the one who already believes they have won. Desperation is a signal of disbelief. It declares to the universe, I do not trust supply, I do not believe enough exists for me, and so life mirrors that anxiety back. The tighter the grip, the quicker money slips away. But certainty relaxes the hand, expands the heart, opens the mind to possibility. It says, I am safe, I am supported, I am connected to infinite source. And money, feeling freedom in that vibration, comes willingly, comes generously, comes repeatedly. Consider the soil and the seed. The seed does not sprout because you beg it. It does not grow faster because you pace around it anxiously. It grows because its nature is growth, and your job is to provide the right environment. Prosperity has the same nature: growth, expansion, increase, but it needs fertile ground in the mind. Fertile ground is faith, expectation, gratitude, confidence. Barrenness is fear, urgency, doubt, resentment. The seed of wealth responds to inner climate. Prepare your spirit, and the harvest cannot be denied. The world teaches effort as the path to wealth, yet effort without aligned belief is like rowing against the current movement without meaningful progress. But alignment, that invisible inner shift, turns the current in your favor. What once felt uphill becomes natural, fluid, destined. You begin to meet the right people, hear the right ideas, notice the right openings. You do not force the door opens as you arrive. That is the power of vibrational certainty. When you know wealth is yours, you stop bargaining with life. You stop auditioning for abundance like a beggar hoping for approval. You stand tall in your divine identity. Wealth belongs to the mind that understands worthiness. There is no arrogance in this knowing. It is humility in its highest form, recognizing that abundance is your inheritance, not your achievement. You do not chase what is already yours, you claim it by being aligned with its frequency. There is a unique strength in still, confident expectation. It is not laziness, it is spiritual authority. It is not passivity, it is power without force. It is not waiting, it is preparing. You act, you move, you follow inspiration, but not out of fear of lack, only from the joy of receiving. You do not take frantic steps, you take guided steps. You operate not from I hope, but from I know. And the knowing becomes your magnet. Money comes easily to the one who believes ease is natural. This does not mean absence of effort, it means absence of struggle consciousness. It means trusting your inner guidance more than external noise. It means choosing flow over force. It means choosing faith over fear. It means understanding that wealth is not an accident. It is a frequency, and frequencies attract their match. Notice the posture of someone who trusts their supply. Their shoulders are relaxed, their breath steady, their decisions bold yet peaceful. They do not shrink from opportunity because they fear failure. They step forward because they expect success. They do not cling to every dollar in terror. They allow money to circulate because they know circulation is life. They do not worry about losing. They trust in replenishment. For them, money is not a lifeline, it is a river, always moving, always returning, always refreshed. Now notice the posture of someone afraid of money. Tense shoulders, tight jaw, restless thoughts, scarcity, driven choices. They hold on to pennies as if the universe forgot them. Their energy says, I must earn every crumb, not realizing the banquet was already set for them if they only believed. Their life becomes a battle for survival instead of a dance with abundance. This is not punishment, it is spiritual misalignment. It is the echo of doubt overshadowing the whisper of abundance within them. Certainty is magnetic. Money is drawn to confidence, clarity, joy, purpose. Money responds to the one who knows how to hold wealth instead of fear it. It arrives for the one who expects miracles without desperation and receives blessings without apology. Begin to speak from certainty. I do not chase money, I attract it. I am a vibrational match for abundance. I am calm, confident, and aligned with wealth. Money flows to me because I am aligned with its frequency. I am a vessel for prosperity, and I welcome it with grace. And as you speak, feel the truth of those words. Feel the shift as urgency fades and certainty rises. Feel how possibility grows when fear falls silent. You are not here to scrape survival from life. You are here to express abundance through your being. Money is not the goal, alignment is the goal. For once aligned, wealth is inevitable. Let your energy speak wealth before your bank account does. Let confidence precede evidence. Let faith walk ahead of proof. When your vibration becomes your wealth, your reality must follow. Wealth is not a chase, it is a becoming. And you are becoming the one money trusts, responds to, and gravitates toward. For the universe hears certainty like a command, and it delivers accordingly. To live in the flow of abundance, you must hold unwavering faith in your divine supply, a faith that stands tall in storm and sunshine alike, that refuses to bend to outer appearances, that knows wealth is not earned by fear, but received through trust. Supply does not originate from employers, clients, banks, or circumstances. These are only channels. The source is higher, limitless, and eternal. When one channel closes, another opens, and another still. To become prosperous, you must stop worshipping the channels and start trusting the source. For when a person believes their provision comes from the world alone, they live at the mercy of change. But when they know their supply comes from the infinite, they become unshaken by appearances, because appearances cannot alter truth. There are those who panic when the door shuts, not realizing it closed only to guide them to a better one. They see delay and call it denial. They see transition and call it loss. They cling to one avenue as if the universe has only a single route, forgetting that divine intelligence moves with wisdom beyond human planning. Your provision is not fragile, it is secure, but fear blinds you to the next opening, while faith lifts your gaze to see where the blessing is arriving next. Every shift in your life carries the fingerprint of divine order, even if the pattern reveals itself slowly. Trust allows you to walk with certainty even when the path is not fully lit. Faith is not passive, it is the highest action. It moves your spirit forward even before your feet follow. It holds the energy of arrival before the manifestation appears. Faith says, I am already provided for. I am already supported. My good is already prepared. In that certainty, you make bold decisions, you speak with confidence, you invest in yourself, you reach for higher ground. Faith does not wait timidly, it acts with dignity. Faith is not idle hope. Faith is a spiritual stance, a declaration that you walk with the infinite, and therefore lack cannot live in your life. When you trust divine supply, you stop shrinking yourself to fit circumstances, you allow circumstances to expand to match your belief. You stop accepting crumbs of opportunity when the feast is already prepared for you. You stop managing scarcity and begin stewarding abundance. You hold the vibration of receiving instead of the vibration of yearning, for yearning says not yet, while faith says it is done. And the universe answers the tone of your energy, not the tone of your words. When you doubt, you close the gate. When you trust, you open it. Doubt whispers, will it come? Faith proclaims, it is on the way. Doubt looks at the bank account and sees emptiness. Faith looks at the unseen and sees fullness. Do not let temporary appearances distract you from eternal truth. If the tree is bare in winter, do you declare it dead, or do you trust the law of seasons, knowing the leaves and fruit must return? So it is with supply. Moments of quiet are not abandonment, they are preparation. There are seasons when life rearranges pieces behind the veil, when roots strengthen before branches bloom, when the universe is aligning, restructuring, clearing, preparing a path that leads to more than you asked for. Impatience mistakes preparation for absence. Faith understands the rhythm of blessing. A person living in faith does not chase after opportunity with desperation, nor do they cling to money as if its departure is final. They move with serene confidence, knowing that what leaves makes space for what is greater. They do not panic at the sight of bills, for they understand that every need calls forth its supply. They bless every payment, knowing it circulates and returns multiplied. They do not fear spending because they trust replenishment. They do not fear investing because they trust expansion. They do not fear letting go because they trust replacement. Their trust creates a magnetic field around them. People feel it. Opportunity feels it. Money feels it. And everything gravitates towards certainty. Money is energy, and energy seeks safety, not safety in hoarding, but safety in faith. Money feels safe in your hands when you trust it. It flows where it is honored, respected, welcomed, not worshipped, not feared. The one who trusts divine supply speaks differently, breathes differently, decides differently. They walk into rooms as though they belong there. They pursue dreams as though success is the only outcome. They speak prosperity even when evidence is still taking shape. They give thanks before they see the blessing, not after. They treat abundance as their identity, not their ambition. To trust your divine supply is to be free from fear, free from scarcity, free from the illusion that the world holds your provision. It is to remember that you are connected to a source that never diminishes, never weakens, never withdraws. What is aligned with you cannot miss you. What is meant for you cannot be taken from you. When one door closes, it is only the universe redirecting you to a greater corridor. That awareness alone dissolves anxiety and replaces it with assurance. So breathe deeply, straighten your spine, lift your mind to certainty, declare with conviction, my supply is infinite, my blessings are guaranteed, I am sustained by a source that never fails. Speak it not as a hope, but as a truth. Live it, believe it, let it settle into your bones like a song you always knew but forgot for a moment. For when you trust your divine supply, the universe rushes to meet you with provision, opportunities, abundance, and miracles arranged long before you called for them. You are not waiting on wealth. Wealth is waiting on your certainty. Money is not drawn to hands alone. It is drawn to the mind, a mind that knows its worth, a mind that recognizes itself as a vessel of divine supply. Many toil endlessly, hands exhausted, energy drained, yet abundance remains just beyond reach. Why? Because the hands may work, but if the mind whispers unworthiness, money hears that whisper and stays away. Wealth listens not to effort alone, it listens to belief. It flows to the person who stands in silent, unwavering confidence and says, I am worthy, I am enough, I am a channel for prosperity. In this universe of law and balance, nothing can pour into a cup that believes itself cracked. So, your first task is not to chase money, your first task is to believe that you deserve it. Every day, countless souls look at the world and see struggle, limitation, lack, and what they see, they receive. They rehearse defeat with every doubt, they chant limitation with every worry, and their reality mirrors their inner chant. Yet another person, perhaps with fewer talents, fewer resources, or even a more difficult beginning, rises to wealth with astonishing speed. What separates them, not luck for luck, is simply divine order appearing to the blind. Not chance for chance is merely preparation meeting opportunity. The true separator is identity. One person sees themselves as small, undeserving, trying. The other sees themselves as destined, equipped, already chosen by abundance. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you believe you are. Think of wealth not as coins, but as consciousness. There are those who believe money is scarce, slippery, fleeing, something one must trap or chase. To them, money behaves like a frightened bird. But to the one who knows money as a loyal servant, an obedient companion, it arrives like a faithful friend, easily, joyfully, continuously. It is not arrogance to believe in your worth, it is alignment. The sun does not apologize for shining, nor the river for flowing. Why should you apologize for desiring what you are meant to receive? The universe does not honor shame disguised as humility. It honors truth, boldness, recognition of one's divine inheritance. There is a law that never fails. You receive only what you can mentally hold as yours. If you expect crumbs, crumbs will arrive. If you brace for bills, bills will appear like eager messengers. But if you prepare for abundance, if you stretch your capacity and make room for more, life rushes to fill the space you create. Look around, everything expands to fit the container that holds it. The seed becomes a tree. The idea becomes an empire. The faith of a single thought becomes a tidal wave of manifestation. So ask yourself, not timidly but truthfully, what size is your container? Are you asking the universe for a river while holding a teacup? A mind that knows its worth does not beg, it claims. It does not fear the flow, it trusts it. It does not hoard, it understands that divine supply is endless. The fearful mind says, if I spend, I will lose. The worthy mind says, every dollar I circulate returns multiplied. And so it does. Money responds to emotion like a seed responds to soil. Plant it in fear and it shrivels. Plant it in faith and it grows. Wealth is not kept by grasping. It is multiplied by trusting. The world tells you to fight for money, guard it, chase it. Spirit tells you, asterisk, recognize who you are, and money will follow. Asterisk, you must speak your worth boldly, not only in silence but aloud. Let your voice be an instrument of command. Say, I am worthy of wealth. Say, money blesses me, and I bless money. Say, I am a divine receiver of limitless good. Do not wait to feel worthy before you speak until worth awakens within you. Words are the sculptors of identity. They chisel away the stone of doubt and reveal the masterpiece beneath. The world may have told you you're ordinary, disposable, limited, but the world lies. Truth whispers differently. Truth says you are divine substance in motion, and wealth is your rightful companion. Do not confuse humility with self-rejection. True humility is gratitude for your power, not denial of it. Stand tall in your worth, not as one seeking superiority, but as one honoring divine design. There is nothing virtuous in shrinking, nothing noble in poverty of the mind. Wealth is not greed, greed is the hunger birthed by inner emptiness. Wealth is fullness expressing itself. Wealth is the natural state of a soul that knows its origin. When you understand you are born of abundance, lack becomes impossible. It becomes a temporary illusion soon dissolved by clarity. Begin today. Lift your head. Lift your expectancy. When you handle money, do so with love, never fear. When you receive it, bless it. When you spend it, release it joyfully. When you visualize it, see it overflowing. When you think of your worth, hold your chin high. And when doubt whispers, as it always tries, answer it not with trembling but with truth. Say, I am enough now, I am worthy now, money belongs with me because I am a vessel of divine supply. And as you stand in that knowing, watch how the world rearranges itself. Watch how opportunities spring forth. Watch how doors open you once believed were walls. Watch how effortlessly supply finds you. For the universe is generous, but it waits for recognition. And the moment you recognize your worth, the very moment you claim wealth, not as a chase, but as an identity, everything changes. Money, like a long, lost friend, will come running home, relieved you finally remembered who you are. The subconscious mind is the silent architect of your destiny. It works while you sleep, while you speak, while you go about your days holding the blueprint of your life and bringing into form whatever beliefs you have planted within it. It does not argue, it does not question, it does not judge whether an idea serves you or sabotages you. It simply receives and obeys. If you fill it with thoughts of abundance, confidence, and expectancy, it becomes a magnet for wealth. But if you feed it doubt, fear, and limitation, it becomes a repellent pushing away opportunity, inspiration, and prosperity, just as surely as a magnet repels metal when turned in reverse. Many wonder why money slips through their fingers, why opportunities seem to pass them by, why they work harder than others yet achieve so little. They blame fate, circumstance, family, society, and yet the true battleground is within. For the subconscious holds no loyalty to your excuses, only to your beliefs. It mirrors not what you say, but what you truly feel, what you habitually think, what you repeatedly imagine. If secretly, deeply, you believe wealth is dangerous, difficult, or undeserved, your subconscious will ensure you stay safely away from it. If you believe money corrupts, you will reject it without knowing why. If you believe you are unworthy, money will honor that belief and keep its distance. Every wealthy person first prospered inwardly. Long before riches touched their bank account, riches touched their mind. They held prosperity as truth before it became visible. And every struggling soul first struggled inwardly, not in work but in thought, not in action but in expectation. The subconscious is the soil, and your thoughts the seeds. It does not matter if the seed is of roses or weeds, whatever you plant will grow. So ask yourself, what have you been planting? What quiet whispers run through your mind when you think of money? Do you feel peace or tension? Excitement or doubt, expectancy or fear? Your emotional reaction reveals your subconscious programming far more honestly than your spoken words ever could. Look closely at your patterns. When money arrives, do you feel guilty? When opportunity knocks, do you freeze with unworthiness? When a desire rises in your heart, do you justify why you cannot have it? These are the subtle languages of the subconscious hidden beliefs, masquerading as logic. But hear this truth, there is no logic in limitation. Lack is not wisdom, lack is learned fear. You were born in abundance, you entered a universe overflowing with provision. Nature never lacks. The ocean does not count its waves, the trees do not ration their leaves, the stars do not dim to save light. Lack exists only in human consciousness, nowhere else. So how does one transform the subconscious from repellent to magnet? Through repetition, emotion, faith, and imagination. Speak abundance not once, but daily. Whisper prosperity not timidly, but boldly. Claim your wealth not as a distant wish, but as a present reality. Feel rich before wealth appears, for your subconscious responds to feeling more than words. When you visualize money flowing to you, do not imagine it with longing, imagine it with certainty. The subconscious believes what it is shown consistently. It does not distinguish between real and imagined experience. It only absorbs. Guard your words, for they are commands to the subconscious. Never say, I am poor. For the subconscious does not understand humor or exaggeration. It hears a decree. Never say, I can't afford that. For you are instructing limitation. Instead say, the money is on its way. And let the door open. Speak of wealth as natural, effortless, expected. Treat money as a friend, respect it, bless it, appreciate it. For what you resent, you repel. What you honor, you attract. The subconscious is moved by gratitude. When you give thanks for what you have, even if it is small, you tell the universe you are ready for more. The grateful heart is a magnet, the complaining heart a barrier. Praise opens the door, criticism closes it. You cannot call money to you while condemning those who have it. You cannot envy the wealthy and expect wealth to approach you. Bless those who prosper, for their success is proof that abundance exists. Say, their good is my good. What is possible for them is possible for me. In that spirit, the subconscious begins to soften, to open, to receive. Faith is the fuel of subconscious transformation. Doubt delays, faith delivers. When you say, I do not see the wealth yet, you interrupt the process. The seed does not sprout the moment you plant it. yet you do not dig up the earth every morning demanding proof. You trust the process. Do the same with your subconscious. Plant thoughts of abundance and leave them undisturbed. Water them with praise, sunlight them with gratitude, protect them from the weeds of fear and negative speech. And soon, oh, so soon results will appear as naturally as dawn follows night. There will come a day when wealth feels familiar, not miraculous, when success feels normal, not unexpected, when money comes to you as effortlessly as breath. That is when the subconscious has accepted prosperity as identity. That is when you have become a magnet and life cannot help but respond. So speak today with authority. Banish smallness from your mind. Declare, my subconscious is a magnet for wealth. I am aligned with divine supply. I think abundance, expect abundance, and receive abundance. Say it until your voice trembles with truth. Say it until your heart believes. Say it until the world must obey. For the universe always yields to the one who knows not hopes, not wishes, but knows that prosperity is their birthright. You are not chasing wealth, you are awakening to it. It has always belonged to you. Now step into the consciousness that receives. There comes a sacred turning point in every soul's journey, a moment when the veil lifts, when truth dawns, when the heart whispers, I am not waiting for wealth. Wealth is waiting for me. For riches are never born in the outer world first. They begin within. Poverty begins in thought, and so does prosperity. The moment you stop believing that money lies somewhere outside hidden in other people, in luck, in systems, in circumstances, that moment, you are already rich. Not because coins have landed in your hands, but because the power to command them has awakened in your spirit. The world has trained countless minds to chase, to struggle, to wish and wait. People run after gold as though it is running away from them, as though they are beggars petitioning a reluctant universe. They pray for supply while secretly believing they are separate from it. They admire wealth in others while shrinking from the idea it could ever belong to them. And so they live like thirsty travelers running beside a river, never stopping long enough to cup the water that already flows within them. For abundance is not a delivery, it is a recognition. Understand this eternal truth. The world is a mirror, not a master. It does not give you wealth. It reflects the wealth you accept within. Your reality cannot defy your identity. You cannot see yourself as lacking and live a life of overflow. You cannot call yourself unworthy and receive the treasures designed for a worthy soul. The outer world kneels to the inner decree. The storehouses of life open only to those who recognize they are heirs, not beggars. The moment you know you are abundance, not seeking it, not chasing it, the invisible gates begin to swing wide. People say they want riches, yet they carry the vibration of longing instead of possession. They pray as if they are pleading, not claiming. They ask, but do not expect. They desire, but do not embody. But the universe responds not to desire alone, it responds to identity. The rich in spirit feel abundance before it arrives, and thus it arrives. The poor in spirit feel lack even when supply is near, and thus lack remains. The mind that believes wealth is out there forever keeps it out there, but the mind that proclaims it begins in me magnetizes all that life contains. Look around you, every invention, business, empire, and fortune began as a thought. Before the buildings rose, the blueprint existed. Before the gold was mined, the vision was mined. Before the wealth appeared in matter, it existed in mind. So where, then, is the real source? Not in banks, not in markets, not in the hands of others. The real source is thought infused with faith, identity, expectancy, and unwavering knowing. The richest mine you will ever touch is your own consciousness. Do not be fooled by appearances. A person may seem wealthy yet tremble inside with fear, and soon their riches scatter. Another may stand with modest means yet carry the serenity of abundance, and soon gold rushes to meet them. For wealth is not the things, wealth is the power that attracts the things. A palace without inner peace is a cage. A wallet full with a heart empty is not richness. True wealth begins in certainty, in alignment, in the deep-rooted knowing that supply flows not to you, but from you. So ask yourself not, how will I get money? But who am I in relation to abundance? Am I one who chases or one who claims? Am I one who hopes or one who knows? Am I one who begs life or one who commands through divine right? Remove the lie that wealth is granted by others. No employer, no market, no circumstance is your source. They are channels, not creators. The wellspring lives in you, and channels appear according to your belief. The moment you stop waiting for wealth to show up outside and begin cultivating it inside, everything shifts. You move from seeker to creator, from follower to attractor, from wishing to possessing. Ideas begin to arrive. People begin to appear. Opportunities circle you like birds drawn to a rising sun. Your energy changes, and life obedient and precise changes with it. Speak to yourself with power. Say, I am the source of my abundance. My wealth begins in my mind. I do not chase prosperity, I radiate it. I do not wait for riches, I generate them. I am aligned with unlimited good, and it flows through me now. Do not wait for evidence before you believe. Belief is the generator of evidence. The seed does not wait for the fruit to appear before it knows it is a tree. It grows from identity, not proof, so too must you. Root yourself in the knowing that you are already rich in spirit, and the physical will follow as surely as dawn follows night. Let go of striving energy, it speaks of doubt. Stand in claiming energy, it speaks of truth, when you know you are wealthy in consciousness. There is no rush, no panic, no envy, no scarcity. There is peace, expectancy, and quiet power, and from that state, wealth flows naturally, inevitably, joyfully. You become rich not when the world gives to you, but the moment you stop believing the world holds the power. Wealth does not come from outside, it radiates from within. Align with that, and no circumstance can stop you. Forget that, and no circumstance can save you. Stand in your divine inheritance. Feel the richness already alive in your thoughts, in your spirit, in your identity. The outer world is simply catching up. Your abundance is not coming, it is already here, waiting for you to recognize it. Say it now with power. I am wealth in motion. I am abundance expressed. Everything I need already lives within me, and now it manifests around me. And as you believe this, truly believe it, watch how the doors open, the opportunities appear, and life rises to meet the vibration of a soul that finally remembered. Wealth is not something you get, it is something you are. There is a silent law woven through creation, a law as ancient as breath, as unbreakable as truth. Your words shape your world. Speak as one who lacks, and lack becomes your companion. Speak as one who doubts, and doubt becomes your reality. But speak as one who already holds riches in consciousness, and riches will appear in form. The tongue is not a mere muscle, it is a wand. Every sentence you utter casts a vote for the life you are building. Every phrase is a seed planted in the fertile soil of the subconscious. Your words are not idle, they are architects of destiny. Many misunderstand this power. They say, how can speech create wealth? Money is numbers, money is work, money is effort. And they toil, strain, and hustle with clenched hearts, never realizing that their very language is working against them. For you cannot speak failure and live success. You cannot declare limitations and expect freedom. You cannot say, I never have enough, and then step into abundance. The universe hears you, the subconscious obeys you. Your reality molds itself around your declarations, just as surely as clay yields to the sculptor's hands. There are those who speak lack habitually, casually, unconsciously. I'm broke. I can't afford that. Money is hard. Life is expensive. Nothing ever works out for me. These are not harmless phrases. These are contracts, decrees, invitations to scarcity. Each one slams a door, dims a light, restricts the flow, and yet they wonder why life resists them, why opportunities dry up, why prosperity remains distant. They have been casting spells against their own fortune without even knowing it. Then there are those who speak with authority, faith, and expectancy. They say, money flows to me easily. I am always supported. I am provided for in every way. They speak as if their good is already here, not with arrogance, but with divine certainty. They are not pretending, they are creating. And creation always begins in the unseen, in thought, in feeling, in word. Just as seeds sprout below the surface long before they break through the soil, your spoken word brings forth your financial harvest long before the evidence becomes visible. Words are vibrations, powerful currents of energy that ripple into form. When you speak positively with confidence and belief, you align with divine supply. When you speak negatively with fear or doubt, you disconnect from it. Life listens not only to what you want, but to what you claim. The universe is literal, it responds to your statements, not your wishes. So ask yourself, what have you been declaring? Are your words walls or doors, shackles or keys? To master your speech is to master your destiny. Begin today. Speak as one who is already wealthy, not boastfully, but faithfully. Wealthy speech is calm, assured, grounded. It is not desperate. It does not beg. It affirms. It does not fear. It expects. The wealthy soul does not say, I hope I receive. It says it is on its way. It does not say someday. It says now. It does not chase. It claims, let your language be rich. Let your words honor the abundance you are stepping into. When you wake, say, I welcome divine prosperity today. When you pay a bill, say, money returns to me multiplied. When you make a decision, say, I am guided to abundant outcomes. And when doubt tries to whisper its familiar poison, speak louder. I am one with infinite supply. What I need comes to me with grace and speed. Do this not once, but daily. Affirmation is spiritual training, a rewriting of subconscious patterns that have whispered lack for years, perhaps generations. Every time you refuse to speak fear, you weaken its grip. Every time you speak abundance, you strengthen your alignment. This is not illusion, this is law. You are not pretending to be wealthy. You are declaring the truth that has always been yours but forgotten. Understand this deeply. Words backed with belief move mountains, but words spoken without conviction are empty echoes. So let your voice carry faith. Let your tone carry certainty. Feel the wealth you speak of. Feel it as real, felt, alive in your being, because the subconscious responds not just to language, but to emotion attached to it. Speak prosperity with a trembling heart if you must, but speak it. Speak until belief awakens. Speak until doubt dissolves. Speak until reality bends. The day will come sooner than you think when the world begins to reflect your declarations. Money flows where your words have paved the path. Doors open that once seemed nailed shut. People begin to say, you're so lucky. But you will know it was not luck, it was law. You planted wealth with your tongue, and the harvest arrived in divine timing. So from this day forward, guard your speech like gold. Speak only what you wish to see. Speak only what strengthens your spirit. Speak only what aligns with your highest good. Let no phrase escape your lips that dishonors your future. You are not a victim of circumstance, you are a creator of reality. Declare now, with the authority of one who remembers their power, my words shape my wealth. I speak abundance, therefore I live abundance. I am prosperous in thought, in speech, and in experience. What I claim with my tongue becomes my life. Say it, feel it, believe it, and watch how life responds. For the wealthy are not those who have money first, they are those who speak wealth into being, and reality rushes to obey the voice of one who knows their power. Your tongue is the key. Turn it and enter the kingdom of abundance that has always been prepared for you.